Watch this clip where Bart Ehrman gets busted in a classic case of special pleading. Stay till the end to hear Robert Price's consistent and honest response.
My name is Bryce. Thank you all for doing this. It's amazing. Wonderful debate. So I may divert from the consensus on the panel. I don't think that Clark Kent or Superman were real people. I think that Siegel and Schuster, DC Comics, were real people, and they created them. So I'm a Mormon history nerd. I love Mormon history, and I believe that Joseph Smith was a real person, but I don't think that the angel Moroni or the angel Nephi, as some manuscripts have it, were real people. People broke off with Mormon Joseph Smith that continued believing in the angel Moroni. You have the Brewsterites, Parashites, the Strangites, the Brighamites, and moved out to Utah. You even have Christopher Nemelka today, who's published writings of the angel Moroni. Very interesting, 180 years after the Mormon Church was founded. My question is, Dr. Ehrman, with so many parallels between Joseph Smith and Saul of Tarsus being real people, and Moroni and Jesus possibly being mythical people, is it a case of special pleading saying that Jesus was a real person, but Moroni was just an angel or just, imagination in Joseph Smith's mind?
Let me define special pleading for you. Special pleading is an argument in which the speaker deliberately ignores aspects that are unfavorable to their point of view, or an argument that appeals to give a particular interest group, such as Christianity or Paul in this case, special treatment.
Yeah, I don't think the angel Moroni and Jesus are of the same kind. I mean, the angel Moroni was never presented as a human being who was about whom 4 Gospels were written, or about whom he was presented as an angel who came from heaven. Jesus was a human being for Paul and for the Gospel writers, and so it is. I don't think it's the same thing. It's not an apt comparison, I think.
So Bart just said that the angel Moroni was a mythical character because he was presented as an angel from heaven. But you're about to see Bart admit to special pleading.
Next question.
Dr. Ehrman, on your blog and in How Jesus Became God, you say that Paul believed, quote, that Christ was a great angel who came into the world to fulfill God's plan, or was a divine being who came into the world. And in the Philippian hymn, you talk about Paul quoting an, quote, ancient creed. So if Paul believed that Jesus was an angel or great angel or divine being, and that the creed that he talks about, that he's quoting in the Philippian hymn, is ancient, is that not putting the existence of Jesus far before the gospel documents are placing him?
Right, okay,
did Paul believe
yeah,
Jesus was an angel at the first part, I guess, is
let me answer your question quickly, because we have a lot of people behind you.
Yep.
So you make a really good point, that I absolutely think that Paul thought that Jesus was a pre-existent divine being. He was an angel before he became a human being. But Paul thinks he became a human being, and there really was a man, Jesus. He says that he was born of a woman. He says that he was born as a Jew. He says that he ministered to Jews. He says that he had 12 disciples. He said he has brothers. So there was a man, Jesus. It's just that he wasn't like the rest of us. He was an angel who became a human being, but he was a human being for Paul.
Now Bart Ehrman has to admit that he absolutely believes that Jesus was presented as an angel who became a man. And there is no reason other than special pleading that he gives credibility to Paul's account of Jesus, but not to Joseph Smith's account of Moroni.
But Jesus, it seems to me, it's like Moses, all the stories seem to be intended as lessons and all that, which seems to me there's no real reason to think they weren't fabricated as such. And the few places Jesus appears to be tied into history with King Herod and Caiaphas and Pontius Pilate, again, non-mythicists have raised fatal objections to these stories being historical. You don't have to be special pleading to say that that those things, Pilate would never have lifted a finger to save Jesus. The Herod stories borrowed from Josephus's Moses nativity, the Sanhedrin trial on Passover Eve is written by somebody that doesn't know what the circumstances were at the time. So if you take that away, I think Jesus is free floating. You can insert him in history anywhere you want, and people did in different places. That's the difference between him and Augustus or Cyrus of Persia or so on.